Greetings and salutations. This is my submission to Agma Schwa's fourth Cursed Conlang Circus. To form adverbs from non-adverbs, place the root in pattern 23. All words, for the most part, are made from a pentaconsonantal root and one of 35 patterns, optionally with one of 3 initial consonant mutations. These are the 35 patterns. Patterns 20 and 23 have a consonant mutation as part of the pattern. What this means is that while the other 33 patterns have 4 possible beginnings, normal plus 3 consonant mutations, patterns 20 and 23 have just 1 each. Pattern 34 is reserved for conjunctions, which, for the most part, only have that one form. The unmutated consonants are thus: ma, na, pa, ta, kya, ka, a, ka, ba, da, ga, fa, ha, cha, va, sa, za, ra, ya, wa, la. A root consists of 5 of these consonants, but there are some word restrictions on what they can be. Prepositions have to have cha as the 4th consonant. Nouns and adjectives that aren't derived from anything else have to have ta as the 5th consonant. The last consonant of a non-participle word cannot be ga, sa, kya, va, ra, or da, to avoid confusion with participles. There are 3 initial consonant mutations. The sinister mutation, which for the most part is 1 key to the left of whatever key that consonant would be on QWERTY in the romanization that I'm using. The spirantized mutation, which turns plosives and nasals into fricatives, and fricatives into approximants. And the voiced mutation, which leaves sonorants unchanged, voices voiceless obstruents, and nasalizes voiced obstruents. The chart shown on screen is mostly IPA, except for the sinister mutation of ka, which is meant to be a dotted 8th rest, and the sinister mutation of za, which makes no sound but is a trigger for shift key harmony. There are 2 volumes, basically. Volume spreads left to right, indefinitely, and is blocked by certain things. The triggers are capital letter at the start of a sentence, the sinister mutation of za, the punctuation marks tilde, exclamation point, and question mark, as well as double quotes and parentheses. Word boundaries: sa, tha, dotted 8th rest, the glottal ingressive trill, the punctuation marks dash, comma, period, inverted exclamation mark, as well as brackets and single quotes, all block harmony, and the glottal stop blocks only when it is not the result of a mutation. Orthography. It's mostly the same as the IPA shown in the previous 2 charts, but ya is written as y with inverted breve below. The glottal stop is written as an apostrophe if it's the normal one, or as a case glottal stop with a hot check below if it's the result of the voiced mutation. Dotted 8th rest is either written with tab or 8 consecutive spaces. The glottal ingressive trill is written with a semicolon, and ra is written as r. Punctuation is mostly the same as in English, except that exclamations start with an inverted exclamation mark, in addition to a normal exclamation mark at the end, like in Spanish, but the inverted exclamation mark is written as a lowercase I. The capital versions of letters that obey harmony are shown on screen. Note that even in passages written in all caps, S and S with down tack are always lowercase. There are 6 or 7 cases. More specifically, there are 6 cases. The direct, used for subjects and direct objects, the illative corresponding to into, the genitive corresponding to of, the ablative corresponding to by or from, the dative corresponding to, and the vocative, which is used for direct address as well as location, because there used to be a locative case, but it merged with the vocative due to sound mergers. Nouns take the forms shown on screen to mark case. Adjectives agree with nouns in case and take the same 6 forms. Prepositions are marked for person, number, and definiteness of the object. There are 10 possible forms they can take, and those are marked on screen. There are 2 forms for third-person definite singular, and 2 for third-person definite plural. Some older style guides say that the former of each pair is specifically feminine, while the latter is specifically masculine, but most speakers today don't follow this rule, and it's just, you always use the same one for the same antecedent in a given passage. The dummy preposition y-r-b-ch-k can be used when the definiteness and or number is important, but the noun is not the direct object of a verb or the object of a preposition. Verbs conjugate for tense and the person, definiteness, and gender of the direct object, plus the imperative singular, imperative plural, and some participles. The two imperative forms are only marked for the number of the subject, nothing about the object. And there are also 6 participles, formed by replacing the 5th consonant of the root with some other consonant and declining it like an adjective or a noun. The names of the participles and the consonants that correspond to them are shown on the screen. Syntax is VSO in positive statements and SVO in negative statements. There is no other form of negative marking. The word order change is the only way to know. Prepositions are used rather than postpositions. Adjectives and genitives go before the nouns they modify. Adverbs go before the verbs they modify. Also, if you're not Agma Schwa, the translation segment is linked in the description. And, don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, bye.